We are holding above 209 points to the upside for the Dow Jones Industrials. But remember, you could still say that news of the Chinese tariffs has really played havoc with the markets today, because this morning we were down more than 500 points. This, of course, over fears of a looming trade war. Some believe we're actually in one. But as markets make a comeback, one company saw its stock spike on news yesterday that it had expanded its partnership in China. Just 24 hours ago, IMAX announced it signed a 30-year agreement with Jinji Media to open 30 new IMAX screens by 2023. So with business booming in China, what does IMAX think of this tariff talk, tantrum, whatever you want to call it, between the U.S. and China, and could it affect the business in the Asian nation? Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive, IMAX CEO Rich Gelfond. It was interesting. We're in the throes of a rally yesterday.
Right.
We see IMAX jumping, and all I see is it's got an extended partnership with this gigantic Chinese media company. You're opening more screens, and the stock was up 8% at the moment we looked at it. I said, get Rich Gelfond in here. You don't fear a trade war, do you?
No, I don't. I think both sides have too much to lose in a trade war, Liz. On the other hand, though, I think the U.S. is not going about it the right way. I've done business in China for over 20 years, and I think you can get concessions from the Chinese, but I think you have to let them save face. And I think the public back and forth is not a way that they're used to doing business. So I think from here, what they really need to do is find a way to take it in the back room, figure out what's really important to each side, and cut a deal. And part of this is wishful thinking, but I think calmer heads are going to understand that that's where you have to go from here.
Rich, that is the macro picture. When I look at the IMAX picture, I think to myself, you now have, what, more than 500 screens up and operating. I believe you've got 885 contracted theaters in Greater China. You're not just a theater. You're not just a big screen theater company. You're a technology company. I mean, you and I have talked and we've covered the creation of IMAX cameras, which was it J.J. Abrams for one of the Star Wars pictures used these cameras?
Chris Nolan.
For of course, Dunkirk. Are you not worried at all of this, what we've seen in the past that China does, where they steal intellectual property?
So, Liz, it would be naive not to be concerned about that. And since I've been doing business there for so long, I've tried my best to figure out how to protect us against that. So we took our Chinese assets and we put them into a new company, and we went public in Hong Kong called IMAX China. And a lot of that company is owned by Chinese nationals, by people in Hong Kong. We've taken a little bit of money out there. So, of course, there's risk in China. But I think if you're prudent, you have to figure out how to diversify away from that risk. And I think we've done a really good job doing that.
You've been going to China for 25 years. You were one of the first. You got this partnership, and you've extended those partnerships. But looking, and we've got some pictures right now of all the events that you've been to in China where you're opening IMAX theaters. What would you say to President Trump if you had his ear on this?
I would say try and bring down the rhetoric that, you know, and again...
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know.
It works for him.
I was talking to someone before. That's as good of advice as saying stop tweeting, right? I don't think he'll listen to either of them. But I think in this case, it's a really nuanced place to do business. And one reason IMAX was successful is because I've been there 50 times. I didn't send teams of people there. I learned it myself. And I think you have to, I think the relationship with Xi is going to be an extremely positive thing. But I think they really have to find it a way to take it out of the headlines and move it in the back room.
How is the screen business there? What do theaters charge for an IMAX ticket to a hot movie?
There is dynamic pricing, unlike here, where there's one fixed price. But the average price in IMAX is about $9 now. So for a regular movie, it's probably about $6. And business is really good over there. The box office is thriving. Hollywood films used to be a dominant part of the market. Now they're a little smaller because as the Chinese have gotten their own gravitas, they want more local content over there. But it's a great place to do business. You just have to understand it and know how to protect yourself.
The hottest movie coming up that you think will do well in China?
Jurassic World. The last Jurassic World, Jurassic World 2, this one is, it comes out in June. And the last one was a very, very exciting film. And I think this one also is going to do really great business.
I remember the Chinese banned not World. It was the zombie movie with Brad Pitt.
World War Z.
World War Z. You know, horrible ratings aside, horrible reviews. They didn't like the whole zombie thing. They don't want anything that's sort of magical and mysterious that isn't real. Did they take Black Panther?
They did, and it did extremely well there. Of course, we all know dinosaurs are real, so that's not an issue in
thank
doing
God.
that movie, thank God.
Yeah, that much we know. In fact, they found huge dinosaur prints on an island off Scotland recently, so there's that. Rich, thank you very much.